Wow. Quite the view. It's the backdrop.
Thank you. Oh. All right, we're going.
Okay, we're going.
What happened after Jaisalmer? We're still here at the Taj, by the way.
Yeah, we just turned around so that you can see one of the side buildings.
Yeah. The lighting looks fake.
It's really, guys. The sun is coming up over on this side. So this place at sunset would be stunning because the sun would probably be right around here.
Anyway, after Jaisalmer.
After Jaisalmer, we went to Amritsar.
For Diwali.
It was Diwali time.
Oh, right.
And my birthday.
Yeah. So, Amritsar is up in Punjab. In the Punjab? The Punjab? Punjab.
Just Punjab.
Province of Punjab.
State of Punjab.
Or whatever. And it's very different. It was very different. It was hard on... It actually hurt my body a little bit when we first got there.
We arrived at night, and through Rajasthan, it had all been warm light.
At night?
Like old incandescent light bulbs.
Yeah, it felt very natural. Like you could like sync up with like a natural cycle of the sun and moon. Like
old city, they didn't have the like.
Yeah, especially because we're hanging out in the old city. Of
totally,
the places we were. Yeah.
But there wasn't neon lights, and there wasn't like compact fluorescence or LEDs. It was all warm golden light.
Yeah, and traffic was different too. Like, again, because we were in the old parts of the cities, it wasn't like car friendly. So it was all like tuk-tuks and cows and carts and hand carts and all the cool stuff. Mm-hmm. And then when we got to Amritsar, then it was totally different. Like neon lights everywhere, Coke signs, like big neon billboards and stuff, and traffic was all cars, and it just had like a different energy to it too. I didn't enjoy it as much.
It was also the first time we had taken a domestic flight, so we were coming from the airport instead of the train station. So the trains obviously have been around a lot longer.
Just had to get in there,
they're in the older town.
Didn't you? Didn't you? Just had to right in there. Yeah, that's cool. Whatever.
It's the wrong side of the road. Rule breaker. Anyways.
Man, the number of people who took photos inside the
mausoleum, and they were not supposed to.
They got in trouble.
Some. Two.
But man, he was fierce.
He was a dick. I made sure I got in all his like glorious photos that they were taking outside. But anyway, so
yeah, the guy taking photos was an absolute nozzle.
Back to Amritsar. You were saying?
We got late. We were traveling by train. We weren't traveling by. That was our first domestic flight.
Oh yeah.
So the train stations are in older parts of town too, so we didn't see the airport and those other cities.
We didn't see the bright lights of other cities.
Or the new parts, really.
Yeah. But I mean, even like the people are different up there. They're bigger. I didn't feel like as much of a giant there. But like with that, there was like, I don't know. I just had this feeling like there was more of like an alpha kind of like feeling, like more aggressive. It felt more aggressive to me. Yeah. Anyway, so it was hella smoky. That's when I really developed my cough, I think, was while we were there. Smoky and pollution. It was hella hazy.
It was the time of year when all the farmers were burning their crops.
Yeah, burning their rice fields.
They crop, and then instead of turning the soil, because not everyone has tractors, they burn it. It's also a natural insecticide and pesticide, and helps sort of recoup the soil for the next crops. So it's relatively inexpensive. Mm-hmm. But it does terrible things to the air quality. I mean, you can probably see the haze in our photos, and
even here. And it's, to be honest, it's not all smoke. It's definitely pollution as well. But right now it is. The smoke is really rough.
Yeah.
So
So we got in late. We kind of just wandered around, got a quick bite to eat, and went to bed.
The place we were staying was like a half a block away from the Golden Temple.
It was supposed to be a homestay, but it was definitely a hotel, which is labeled as a homestay.
Pam had been there, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
10 years ago?
Yes.
And she was saying that the surrounding area... Well, you can tell the story, really.
Hi. Well, I was there 9.5 years ago on a family trip to see the Golden Temple. It's our main temple of the religion I was born into.
It's like your Mecca, hey?
My Mecca, yeah. And the surrounding area was all old city. Amritsar, it wasn't there was no LEDs back then. It was all softer. And it was all just the tight alleyway and the tight little shops that you would see in like the kind of the old part of the city. It wasn't really commercialized. And then you would kind of like get through the maze of all these vendors, and all of a sudden, boom, right there is the gates into the marble gates into the beautiful Golden Temple.
And now
what they did is
it's like friggin' Vegas. It's
well,
ridiculous.
Vegas without
It's
alcohol.
crazy.
And then
Yeah.
they pretty much bulldozed, I think, like a couple blocks worth of these old shops and refaced them, so you can see the old building behind them, and they were like refaced with these
Uniform, sandstone.
kind of
yeah.
with just like different shops, still shops and stuff, but very commercialized, very touristy. So it was pretty shocking. Like it really threw me. It really threw me for sure for quite a while to see just how
like this religious Mecca
just
turned
became
into this like really
little
commercialized
religious Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the site of one of the many British massacres. So there's a monument and everything, and it's kind of all just new around this monument. It's weird. It's a weird feeling.
And in the positive, after a couple of days of getting used to it, it was nice to have only walking pedestrian traffic near the temple, which was kind of nice, and a little more space. So I dig.
Yeah, those wide street.
They were really
was
nice because
actually
it would really control the crowd, and there was like no cars or nothing tuk-tuks allowed within like that one block and the one square in front of it. So that was actually kind of nice by the end.
And it was clear.
After the shock of it,
Clean.
came down.
Yeah.
But the Golden Temple, it's incredible. Yeah, it's the
pretty
Harmandir
fantastic.
Sahib, it's called.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Cool. Sweet. So, after Amritsar, it was time for Pinned Live.
No, we didn't do Diwali.
Oh, yeah, Diwali, never mind. Oh, forget all of this. Never mind, just kidding. No way, man.
We're just gonna roll through it.
We're rolling.
Roll through it. Yeah, it was my birthday.
Oh, yeah, that
The
happened
day
too.
before Diwali. But
She's an old lady now.
We kind of just skipped over it.
We kind of just skipped over your birthday?
Yeah.
We went shopping that day. That was shopping day, where Holly and I got to experience like pretty intense shopping. We got some really nice Punjabi suits each. I got 4, you got 3. And then we went,
okay.
which was super fun. All like loose fabric. We got them. We're gonna get them tailor made for us on Holly's birthday. And we were in those little shops. And then that same day, we also went to a men's shop and got Raj a really spiffy, custom-made suit.
Yeah.
3-piece suit.
Oh, that
3
was that
vest.
day. Holy
Yes.
cow, that was ridiculous. I was
Raj is
just
like-
going to get
A vest.
a vest. Things changed very quickly. It got out of hand, I think. I ended up with
Not out of hand.
a 3-piece suit, so with his own vest, and then 3 more vests on top of that,
And a shirt.
and a shirt.
All different styles.
Yes.
All
Different
like,
fabrics. They have amazing fabrics,
Yeah.
like just beautiful. It was hard to say no.
Yeah. And custom made, custom fitted, and it was perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
This was like no second fitting. It was just like measurement done perfectly. Boom.
And at one point, we were supposed to go back for a fitting, and the tailor's like, no, just come tomorrow. It'll be perfect.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. Yeah, but he got this thing done in 2 days. Basically
It was
a
like
day.
36 hours.
If
day and a
that.
half,
Yeah,
yeah.
if that. Over Diwali.
Yeah. Mine.
Over Diwali.
This guy was a magician.
Yeah, and perfect. Absolutely perfect.
And just for a frame of reference for North America, that's like working through Christmas.
On Christmas Day.
Yeah, on Christmas Day. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. They almost convinced me to get a whack more things, but reined it in. Sort of. No, I didn't really.
But his eyes said yes.
Yeah,
his mouth
this is
said
true.
no.
Yeah, and then after
So that was, my birthday was a shopping day.
Yeah.
We tried to
And then
find
Diwali.
cake, didn't find any. Boo.
And then Diwali. Diwali Day. Diwali Day. What do we call him?
Mama.
Mamaji. We call him Mamaji, and his son is, what's he, like 19?
Yeah.
The two of them wrap me up in a turban the next on Diwali.
This in your mouth.
It's legit though. My grandpa does this. I swear to God. It's not just for jokes. Don't put it back in there.
To Golden Temple. That was pretty cool. They're both very stylish fellas.
They're all matched in their white kurtas and
Yeah,
pajamas and multicolored turbans.
yeah.
Different turbans.
It was cool. This is fun. And when we wandered around, we went to the temple. We went to the Golden Temple. Yeah, and one of us braved the storm.
Well,
the line,
not on
the mob.
Not on Diwali.
That was the next day.
I mean, it was
Oh,
pretty
it was
crazy
the next
in
day.
there, and there was
Jumped again.
fireworks like crazy.
It was lit up beautifully.
Yeah, it
Like
was really cool.
the perimeter just looked like Aladdin. It was like purples and pinks and just really pretty lighting just all along the whole perimeter.
Did you say like Aladdin? Is that what you just said?
I didn't say
Wow,
that.
okay. Well, she's cut off for the rest of this video.
She's brown. She's allowed to say
I'm allowed
that.
to say that.
It's barely an excuse. Anyway.
Yeah. So we watched, like, we looked at some people and we did a little wandering. Yeah, watched the fireworks. The fireworks show was incredible.
Fireworks were overhead, which I've never really seen that overhead before. Like
Okay,
it's
we'll
usually
figure
kind
it
of
out.
in the distance. They're coming from both, like two sides. So
Yeah.
you're like this the whole time. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was packed. It was packed. It was like a big deal or something. Culturally, religiously.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, pretty fantastic. And they've got these ponds and the fireworks over the ponds. You may have seen on the internet a picture of Diwali of the Golden Temple with all the floating lanterns. That picture is fake. It's photoshopped.
But the candles are real.
The
Lanterns
candles are real. There's a few floating lanterns, but not a ton. So don't believe everything you see or read on the internet. Fun fact.
Except from
all
our
lighted
website,
Candles
Yeah.
on
Yeah, we did all light a candle.
So then the next morning, then we went early because we were thinking, okay, well, Diwali celebration day is over. Everybody's gonna be up all night. We'll like just pop in.
Yeah, we went to
We'll
bed.
just pop
and
into the Golden Temple.
there was
problem, real quick.
firecrackers just blasting all night. Yeah.
There might have been more people there than usual that morning. Everybody thinking the same thing?
It was a different celebration that day.
Yeah, so Diwali is
Yeah.
actually 4 days
No,
or
it
5
was.
days?
5.
4 or 5 days, 5 days. So the day after, the sort of the peak is at day 3, and then the day after there's another celebration for the join between man and woman, and so it continues on. But we thought maybe
But
everyone
just-
had Diwali'd
When we
out.
said we went into the Golden Temple, we went into the perimeter. The Golden Temple is in the middle of the pond, and that's a whole different building, and there's a crazy lineup to get in. So that's what we didn't do. We just saw it from the outside.
Except Holly did do. Yeah, that line was crazy. Like, you know how you think about what people tell you about personal space in India? That was the place. Like, we haven't experienced it. Holly was in there Yeah.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
came out moist with other people's sweat.
I did that 10 years ago and opted out this year. I've been there.
I didn't think my body could handle standing in that line because it was 2.5 hours, I think, yeah?
It was, a little over 2 hours.
Yeah.
A little over 2 hours.
And it was just crazy.
And even you're just stacked in here, like shoulder to shoulder, there's someone right in front of you and there's someone right behind you. And people are trying to push through. At one point, I didn't even stand on my own volition. I was just being held up by the crowd. And I was in the middle, and I get claustrophobic, so I was just trying to breathe through it. The smells and sights, and like, thankfully I'm tall than
Not
most.
the same kind of smells as the ones we were talking about before.
No.
These are people smells.
Yeah, taller than most people. So I was like shoulder height or above on everybody, but the poor little ladies that were like armpit height. Ugh. If I came out moist.
The ladies that were crawling out, was that before Holly got in line?
Yeah. No, she was, yes.
She already
I was
started.
midline.
You were in there. There was a couple of ladies who, before, like, there's a point of no return where there would be no escape.
Water.
But yeah, but there was a couple ladies that were like trying to like climb. Initially, we're thinking about climbing over the banistery things, railing, yeah. But then ended up just crawling under. I went over to like help them over, but then they just ended up going under. But yeah, like good for them, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, super good for anybody that made it in there. Like this champion, you should get like a medal or something for getting in there, but you know.
Well, people were very kind. You have your head covered, so they didn't immediately know that I was a whitey. Yeah. But in lineup, at a certain point, I had like a defensive lineman. He just basically made space for me in the line. It was amazing. His wife was not so thrilled with him being my defensive lineman, but he was very kind. It was nice. And then I could breathe.
Yeah.
Because for a while there, I wasn't sure.
And then what we do for the rest of the day?
But you went in and...
I went in and had a little cry and looked at some stuff and looked at some people. It's fascinating. They're just like jamming rupees into boxes. Like there's so much money in there. It's outrageous. They're like stuffing it in with a stick. Yeah, and everything is gold and crystal and so ornate and silks, and then I went up to the top. You can go up to the very, very top and looked out over the vista and sat and had a little cry. And
how many cries did you have in there?
2.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. And then got some prasad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nothing like rewarding yourself with some sugar, butter, and wheat after a life experience like that.
Could have been worse. Instead of the ghee or butter, it could have been, I don't know, alcohol? Coca-Cola? I don't know.
No alcohol.
Diet Coke? That would have been
Diet Coke. That
would just completed the whole thing. Anyway, trifecta.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And then we went and picked up your suit and packed up and left.
And then it was pin life. All right.
What?
Okay, Pam, tell us about pinned life and what that means.
Pinned means village, and pinned life is just like a life of leisure and relaxation, unless you're the mummy. Mommy works really hard.